So in the last two videos about TCS Ninja to TCS Digital transformation, I got a great response from you guys. And a lot of you wanted to know about two specific things. One is my experience from the Ninja to Digital profile shift. And the other one is a preparation strategy with some resources that you can follow to crack your own digital examination. So in this particular video, we are going to talk about my experience about TCS Ninja to TCS Digital transformation. And in the next video, we are going to talk about a preparation strategy that you can follow to crack your DCA examination. Hope you are going to find it very useful. Hey, what is up everyone? My name is Sukanto Roy and you're watching Coding with Roy. So in this video, we are going to talk about my experience from Ninja to Digital shift. I cracked the digital examination in 2019 in 2 attempts. So I'll tell you all about those experiences and I'll also share what happened after I got the digital offer. Did I get a new digital project? Or what was the compensation hike like? Everything. I will talk about that, and I will also share what is the current scenario. If you get into the digital profile right now, what is the current scenario for you? So if you are interested in this topic, then please continue watching. I have also made 2 videos on the internal digital capability assessment test and Elevate Wings 1, the T-shaped learning path. If you have not watched those videos and you are directly coming to this particular video, I leave the link in the description. Check out after you check this video. You will get a complete understanding. So with that being said, let's continue with this video, and the first topic we are going to discuss is how digital capability assessment test was introduced in TCS. So before 2019, TCS was only hiring for the digital profile from a few selected colleges only. But after the introduction of National Qualifier Test or TCS NQT, all of the colleges were now getting a chance to sit for the digital examination irrespective of their college name. So when this was done, TCS decided to conduct 2 examinations for its internal employees as well, who were recent joinees from 0 to 3 years of experience, to give them an opportunity to be a part of this digital cadre, people who were a little bit tech savvy. So they were given a chance to become a part of the digital cadre and have the advantages of a higher compensation and digital projects. But the truth is that we were not sure that what was the advantages, because when we got the digital capability assessment test email in 2019, we were only told that we will get some monetary benefits and some non-monetary benefits, but we were not sure that what monetary benefits are going to happen to all of us. So that was it. This is how the DCA was introduced in 2019. So coming to the exam pattern, in 2019 we had 6 sections for the digital capability assessment test. One was numerical ability, then there was verbal ability, logical reasoning, then there was agility, programming logic, and advanced coding rounds. And the length of the examination was 3 hours. So there was a lot to cover for the preparation of this examination. Right now, for 2021 to 2022 time frame, TCS has yet again changed the exam format. And right now, for the NQT people, the examination structure is going to be advanced coding round, and where they will ask 1 or 2 questions, and then there will be English or verbal ability where they will give 15 questions and the time for that is 10 minutes, and then advanced quants where they will give you 20 questions and the time for that is 40 minutes. For advanced coding, the time will be 60 minutes. So for internal employees, we still are not clear what the exam pattern is going to be for the this upcoming year. But from historical standpoint, TCS is consistent. TCS keeps the external examination for the people who are fresher. For them, the exam pattern and for internal people have the same exam pattern. So if the freshers are giving this exam with 3 sections, then chances are that internal employees are also going to give examination for that will be of 3 sections in these sections. So the exam patterns change from year to year. The main thing is to keep in mind that aptitude, coding and English. These are the core subjects that will be there in every exam. And right now the time frame for that examination is 110 minutes, so a little over 1.5 hours you are given to complete this examination. So now coming to my first attempt. My first attempt at internal digital capability assessment test was a complete disaster. Yes, I cleared the examination in 2 attempts, and I'll tell you how. When I got to know about the DCA test, it was already mid of August and the exam was scheduled for September. The second exam was scheduled for October, but I decided to go for the first examination itself. So at that time, I was doing a course in machine learning and focusing on the machine learning projects and assignments. And also the project I was in was demanding weekend supports as well, because we were having a big release coming in October. So the work pressure was great. But still I did a little preparation for the digital capability assessment test. My sole focus was for the first attempt. I was focusing mostly on the advanced coding round and programming logic. And I thought that logical reasoning, these things will be easier for me. But what I feared the most was aptitude. That was my weak point, but I thought there is not enough time for me to focus on aptitude, and as I have already done competitive programming to some extent in the college days, I was focusing mostly on the advanced coding round. But it turned out to be a great mistake. In the actual examination in the advanced coding route, a lot of us faced compiler issues, and also the programming question had faulty test cases. So there were 7 test cases, private test cases, out of which only 4 were passing, and for no one who cleared that program, the 3 other test cases passed. So at the end of the examination, TCS decided to not put any weightage to the advanced coding problem and put all the weightage to the other 5. So I was at a great disadvantage because I was solely focusing on the coding round. So one tip for you, if you are preparing for the DCA test, please prepare for all the sections, because all the sections have a equal amount of weightage. Mostly the weightage is, you can say, more on the quants and the coding, but all the sections do hold a certain amount of weightage. And if you face a problem like this where one particular section is getting cut off, then you should not be in a position that you are not able to clear the other sections. Okay, so that is one learning for you. So it is the reason why I could not clear the first round. But the good thing that TCS did was it acknowledged that we had a problem, we had compiler issues and we had test case issues. So it allowed the people who sat for the first examination to reappear for the next examination, which was scheduled on October. So we got 2 chances. So all of us who failed for the first attempt got another shot at digital profile for the for a second time. So coming to the second attempt, I had nearly a month's time, and now I was doing a more methodical preparation for this capability assessment test. My focus was getting distributed to the aptitude and other sections as well, along with the advanced coding round. Also, in the last attempt, in the programming logic section, even though it is not there anymore in this year's digital examination, so at that time when we had programming logic section, there were a lot of C output type questions, and I was at that time a little rusty in the C output type questions. So in this particular attempt, I was also considering that as well, and in this way I was focusing more on the preparation for all the examinations, for all the sections. So again, a pointer for you: if you are preparing for the digital examination, check for the exam format for that specific year. The exam format changes every year, so check for the exam format for that specific year and prepare accordingly for each and every section. So that is another pointer I wanted to reiterate. Now coming to the second attempt examination, it was held on October and it went pretty smoothly. I was improving a lot in this particular examination. I was not doing the mistakes I did in the first attempt, and when the exams were out, I cleared the test. So if you're curious, for the advanced coding round, I was using Java as a programming language of choice. I saw that all the other programming languages like C, C++, and Python were having some issues in compiler issues, mostly because the exam platform was using Eclipse IDE in the backend, not in the backend, the Eclipse IDE as a debugger, and Eclipse would easily run Java, but for Python and other programming languages, we had to do some customization. Right now, the processes might have changed, but at that time, I thought that Java is the safest bet, so I went for Java. Now, after clearing the examination comes the interview. And the interview that for the digital capability assessment test was not something what I expected. When we were preparing for the interview, I was going through Geeks for Geeks articles and everything, and we were seeing that all the digital interview for the freshers were very tough at that time. We had questions from dynamic programming, we had project discussions and everything. But when our interview came for the internal employees, I have to say that it was quite easy. So the interview that the internal candidates were facing, that for me specifically, I had machine learning projects as well in my resume. They were not, I was not working in machine learning in TCS. This was the courses I was doing in machine learning on my own. The projects were from the course assignments and also some side projects I did. So I had some machine learning projects and knowledge in machine learning and deep learning. So that is what I told in the interview, and that is what was asked from me. And from the question standpoint, it was all I was asked pretty basic machine learning questions that you can expect in every interview. But you can say that the interviewer was like pulling up questions from the internet just to ask me. Those are very basic questions, like what is machine learning used for, what were the type of machine learning algorithms, basic questions. Okay, but for some of my friends, I can say that the interview was quite easy. Like they were all discussing about their projects and their experiences in TCS, and no technical questions were asked from them. Now again, I have to tell you this: if you are preparing for this internal transfer from Ninja to Digital, it will be a safe bet for you if you do preparation for this. So what my suggestion will be is focus on your project. Like if you have a very technical project, you are lucky enough to get a technical project in TCS. So focus on that and learn about those projects, and also become very aware of the recent digital digital technologies, like what is machine learning, what is blockchain, where it is used, what is cryptocurrency. These things you have to be sure, like you don't have to learn about them, but at least you should know what is what, like you should be aware of this technology. So if you do this much, then the chances are you are going to pass the internal digital assessment test. But if you're a fresher, I am not talking to the people who are coming from NQT to digital. For them, I can say that I have not faced that interview, but I can see that all the experiences I have learned, those are quite difficult for the freshers. But for internal employees, again, it varies from year to year, but from all the people I have talked to, the interviews are quite easy. So when the results were out, I finally got the offer. I got a chance to be a part of a digital cadre, and every one of us who got the offer got an early promotion to system engineer designation, and all of us got 100% hike on our current CTC. Now, it was a great advantage from a monetary standpoint, but from a project standpoint, we did not get a chance to be a part of a digital project. A lot of the people who got the digital offer did not get a release from their current project just because they cleared an examination. So this is where you have to be very thoughtful about it, and you have to manage your expectations. We thought when we are getting an offer in digital, we will be released from our current project and we will be put to a development project or a project where we are using machine learning and blockchain, these advanced technologies. But from a business standpoint, that is not feasible. TCS cannot release every one of the people who are getting a chance in TCS Digital just because they cleared an examination, because the projects that the internal employees are in are also valuable to TCS. So the changes can be gradual, like a lot of people who were placed in the digital profile got a development role in their current project. A lot of people got release and from RMG they got some digital project. A lot of people who were on support were put on support. A lot of people who were on testing were also on testing after clearing the digital examination as well. So from that standpoint, we did not gain that much from getting into digital as well, because that is the reality. So coming to the current scenario, what is going to happen if you get the digital offer in 2021? I am not talking about the freshers. Remind you, I am talking about the people who have joined TCS in Ninja profile and now moving to the digital profile after clearing the DCA test. So for those people who are moving from Ninja to digital profile, TCS is not giving you permanent CTC change like it did in 2019. So that is a sad reality. So TCS is giving something called a learning incentive. It is something around 3 lakh or something like that. It will change over time. So do not quote me on that specific amount. So right now from some of my friends I got to know it is around 3 lakhs. That is the learning incentive you are going to get per year for this digital offer you are getting. So your profile is going to change. You are going to be promoted to system engineer profile, but if you get a C band in any appraisal cycle, TCS is going to stop that learning incentive for that year onwards. So that learning incentive you are getting, if you get a C band, is going to stop. So if you got an offer from the digital profile, do not go to your manager and say that मुझे तो release चाहिए, मुझे अब digital मिल गया है, please मुझे release दो, and do not fight with them, because if it is before appraisal cycle, you might get a C band and you will get a release, but you might get a C band. So you will have to get a release and lose your learning incentive. So keep this thing in mind. Okay, so it is the corporate world and you have to keep these things in mind. So that is the current scenario. Now when I am talking about all of this, it is not to demotivate you, it is to manage your expectations. So don't get demotivated that I am not getting a permanent change in my salary. 3 lakh is still a lot compared to the Ninja profile. Getting an additional amount that much is still a lot. You are just getting that to learn. Take it from a positive standpoint and do not get demotivated. Whatever the current scenario is, you have to take it positively. So that is the scenario. I am just giving you the facts. So that is it for this video. I hope you found this helpful. I hope I was able to tell you some tips. The next video is going to be about a preparation strategy and resources. So if you are not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. In the comments, mention, interact with me. I read every comment, I reply every comment, and also check out the first 2 parts, the digital capability assessment test and the T-shaped learning path. I'll leave the link in the description. Check out for that. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. Bye.